Max. I found each thought or proposal was seeking to establish an emotional state. Yes, good observation. Yes, each thought, in essence, my experience is inviting you to step into a whole dream world. Each thought, each impulse is inviting you to step into a dream world. I could tell you that. I could tell you this is what's happening and this is what your mind is doing. But it have very little to no value compared to seeing it yourself. The value is in seeing it for yourself. This is, I can't tell you what the matrix is. I can only invite you to look and giving you places to put your attention, what to specifically look for, to notice the kinds of things that it's doing. And it has a whole assortment of things that it does. Different times, different days. There's lots of names for this. For today's purposes, I'm calling it the ego mind. We can call it parasite from Miguel's book. We can call it the pain body from Eckhart Tolle's work. We can call it the monkey mind. We used to call it your personal dream, your inner world. For today, I'm going to talk about it and what it's doing. What is it doing? Looking at it with awareness, looking at the ego mind, the monkey mind with awareness. What is it doing? Why is it doing? What is it? And also, where is it? Okay, the first game it plays, and this is its greatest trick, is it uses the language typically in story form of I and me. It's telling the stories, but it's saying I or me as its identity and as if it were you. It doesn't know the difference or isn't honest about the difference. It's tough to call at different times. And this is why in my book and in my course, I have you start to change your language so that you recognize and you put into your language the awareness that your thoughts are not your thoughts, but actually are coming from different parts of the mind. And this is important. You have to change the language structure in your brain and how you think about things, how you talk about things to separate yourself from your mind so you can operate as consciousness. Otherwise, you start doing the dream story of I'm not getting it, and it will feel as if it's real. There's something wrong with me. Story will feel as if it's real. I'm broken. All of those would feel as real, and you're in a dream world where that is your identity when that is actually just an identity of the mind dreaming and not you as consciousness. Okay. It's doing a dream world where sometimes that identity is implied or inferred. Thoughts, opinions, judgments about other people. They're jerks. They're so stupid. They're a bunch of idiots. There is an identity in there, in that thought. There's an I version in that story taking place. I believe, and if we were more precise in our language, we'd recognize how I believe they are jerk, stupid idiots. But if we look at it with conscious awareness, we're in a dream world still as I in the mind. And as conscious awareness, we would say our language would shift to be more precise and correct again and say, my ego has the belief and story that they are. And so what this dreaming mind, ego mind is pulling is it pulls us to tempts us to point of view of itself. And in that way, we lose our authentic conscious self because we're dreaming that we are it. And the problem is that when we do that, we're in its identity. It's the same as hypnotized. Might as well be a chicken. And when we're that judgmental character, we're the victim character, we don't notice that we are doing that. We don't notice that we've assumed that identity. Okay. And so it's easy to get stuck and stay there. So you need consistent rituals, particularly starting earlier, that you're consistently doing something throughout the day to pull yourself out, pull yourself out until it becomes conscious awareness is more your default state.